But yes, hi everybody. Welcome to Alters and Adventures. My name is Tara Z. And with me tonight, I have Shinor, aka Key.
Yep.
Great. I can tell we're getting warmed up again. Um,
It's only been a
gosh, my
few
brain.
weeks. It's
I
fine.
I know. MJ, aka Kilara.
Oh,
Luna, aka Belza.
Yo!
And Bear, aka Silas.
Hello.
There he is.
Yay!
We're all a little
Stop
slow to.
eating 'em.
Yeah, we're all a little slow to start, guys. Some of us are eating too, so apologize.
Yeah, we're kind of taking the slow, getting dived in. We didn't want to keep y'all for too much longer. It is
Well,
super cozy.
to be fair, one's eating, one's about to be eating, so long once dinner's actually done.
Some of us are getting caffeine in some form or variation or trying to stay awake. Me personally, I have been introduced to Monster Energy, and
Not sponsored.
yes, I'm not sponsored, although blamed.
I regret nothing.
I know, but yeah, so all that fun shit. I wish I had nuggies. MJ has nuggies.
Chicken nuggies.
Lucky.
Yes.
With
Nom,
that
nom, nom.
though, before we get diving in, a little bit of housekeeping. What the fuck?
And a second subscription.
Hey, thank you
Not
so
gonna
much.
lie, I
Hey!
forgot that.
Well,
I
there you
forgot how
go.
the alerts worked, so I just got blasted.
Ooh.
Oh, what is that? That's awesome.
Get the DM count.
Thank you for the
Rave
subscription.
for 20 seconds.
Hey, thank you so much for that subscription. We appreciate
No,
you.
you're fine, hon. Thank you for the subscription. It's appreciated. Or, Ursa Costa.
You
It's
forgot what the
fine.
alert noise
although
was, didn't you?
It was literally just a giant rave for like 30 seconds. It was hilarious.
Woot, woot.
We're new to
Oh,
this.
God.
We're picking it up.
What the? Why don't we have a? What?
Ah,
Thank you so much.
perfect
Another one?
timing. Good one.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You guys are amazing. We've been doing this for like what, 4 minutes?
I know.
4 minutes on the dot.
We did this 4 minutes and we have our first hype train as well.
Fuck!
Well,
You guys have been waiting for this.
yeah,
Seriously, chomping at the fucking bit.
foaming at the mouth, ready to go. Let's go.
Also, don't
Let
forget
me
if
try the housekeeping before something else happens.
yeah, let's get the housekeeping done.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you can obviously tell, we have finally hit affiliate. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Because of that, we have a couple of fun little toys and things we can play with now. One is obviously subscriptions. Thank you all for subscribing. We'll make sure to give love for all the subscriptions at the end of the session. So if it's in session and I don't say thanks or anything, don't be sad. Don't be worried. So just know that we'll give that love and thanks at the end of the session. Secondly, with affiliate, we have access to points now. And besides some standard things like the usual, gosh, I laughed too much, I'm choking. By like highlighting your message, sending sub only mode, whatever. We can also, these are some ways you can affect the game. You can actually donate points to do things like give inspiration to players. Give inspiration to me. Give disinspiration to me. I don't fucking care. There are options that you can find in the points down below.
Disinspiration, that isn't real.
It is to me. Shut the fuck up.
Advantage, disadvantage.
And last but not least, there are a few special things at the very bottom for the bigger price, doing some fun things, including the Flask of Chaos. And somebody here is overdue for a fucking maid dress. So yeah, you get the idea.
I don't know what you talk about.
Exactly. It's fine. So with that, again, feel free to enjoy that.
Goodness.
The only thing I will warn is The only other thing I will warn, to be fair, is they are set to a limit. So like once that cap is reached, you won't be able to do any more. So don't be alarmed. You're like, I really want to give inspiration to Belza. Why can't I give it to Belza? Well, because she already has 2, so she can't have any more. But you get the idea. With that in mind, though, last but certainly not least, as you can tell by the cough, I am finishing up with COVID bullshit. So if I start a coughing spree while they are doing dialogue, I will mute myself. Do not be afraid. I am okay. And
She's
thank you
not
guys for
dying.
your patience. I am not dying.
Just choking on air.
Just choking on fucking air. Now then, when we last left off, besides having successfully completed your acquiring your first couple of keys from the Altar's Den for your new employer known as the Tender, but on top of that, you also had a chance to do a little holiday team building, which led to some fun things like babysitting a small little tabaxi named Bill, having to deal with the equivalent of Waterdeep Santa known as Peepaw, a owlbear that loves to shave people's heads when they're naughty. And some other deeper, darker things, like perhaps Silas hearing voices in his head. Who the fuck knows? We'll find out later. With that, though, for the sake of things, we will be starting our session tonight in the Altar's Den. As you guys are kind of, you've had a couple of weeks off. The Tender has been doing research, working on things. Every time you ask, like, so what's the next job? You're like, yeah, we'll get to it. Just, get past y'all's pissy fit. So with that, what are you guys up to?
Basically, I'm imagining Kilara. Quick question, actually. Does this
Yeah, sure.
happen just like moments after the holiday special, or where are we in relation to that?
I'll say a week later.
A week later. Ooh.
I'll say
Okay.
about a week later. That's about the reasonable vibe, I'd say.
Okay. So we've had some time to ruminate and think about things and kind of absorb and really contemplate.
Exactly.
Awesome. That's probably not good.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine. Kilara has probably spent a lot of time in their room and just kind of generally around this this bar space, looking for more mirrors, because in an earlier episode, Kilara found out that these mirrors reflect into various other planes of existence, and they can sometimes kind of be like a parallel and a view between the worlds. And so I'm looking for various other mirrors around the place. So every once in a while, you'll notice Kilara like snooping around and like hopping up and perching on things and like looking over things and running around this place basically like a feral little like curious creature. I don't know.
Oh boy, I should have known this was come back to haunt me. How about this? Roll me a perception check first. Let's see if you catch anything.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. I gotta open my character sheet. I forgot to do that.
1,000. I'm kidding.
Hey.
I'm kidding.
Also, my armor class reset, but I'll do that in a moment. Let's see.
Yeah.
Perception, you said?
Perception.
To be
Perception.
fair,
Nice rolling.
if
There we
Z
go.
didn't do it, I would have.
Mm-hmm. First
Yeah,
roll of the
good
game to
start.
Kilara.
Good start. So I'll say you kind of go looking around a little bit, and I'm assuming the first bit is you're trying to find the Haragon that called you queen. But
That's
I will
one
say
of them, sure.
after a little bit, you find this really dark, dank cave with about 100 statues inside.
Oh, that's interesting. I think with all of the interesting mirrors, Kilara would grab any of the interesting stuff and then pull it away and almost Loot Goblin-esque, like, "Oh, I found a shiny thing." Takes it away and then shows friends like, "Look at this thing! Look, it's got another dimension in it. I don't know what it goes to, but it's got statues."
Ooh, let me see.
I will say for fun, in fact, Belza, as you look in it, there are 100 statues, but now you see about like originally when you see about 10 of them. The heads have turned to look in your direction.
Kilara,
They're motionless, but like the heads are there.
Yeah?
were some of them staring at you?
No.
They are now.
They're just statues. I don't know. Oh, that's creepy.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, for the
Speaking of
side. Must be a two-way moment.
Speaking of which, Kilara, as you look back on it,
Mhm.
like, you know, like Bells, I'm guessing, like, you kind of show, like, look at the shit. Kilara, you look at, there's now those 10 statues that are looking at, that were looking in the direction. They're closer to the window.
Okay. I flip it away and then right back again.
There's one that's, like, almost right at the mirror.
I think somebody in chat just pointed out. I think they're on the money. And yeah, I kind of glance up at my friends. I think we are dabbling in something we shouldn't, yeah?
The mirror cracks, by the way.
Oh. Well,
Like, hearing the mirror crack, just, probably try to go through. You know how that goes.
yeah, not great. I'm gonna go put this one back. And I will leave to go put it back. In addition to that, I know that I've been working on my languages, and probably I've been working a lot with Belza on my Infernal.
Yeah, it's been helping Belza keep focused, just because if she's left to her own devices, she gets stir crazy. So she's been
Yeah.
like either exercising or even like initiating play fights with Kilara.
Well, sounds like a good start. Anything you guys talk about while you're doing that, or just kind of, you know, just study session?
I'd like to think we gossip a bit.
Okay.
I think Kilara, when we spar, we do a little play fight, sparring stuff. I think Kilara would probably bring up things, specifically what happened during the holiday special. I think Kilara would make mention of like heavy breathing. You know, we're in the middle of a sparring session. So, I don't mean to bring this up now. It seems like maybe it's not the best time, but you noticed what happened last time with a boy, right?
Being a little grumpy and a little strange, yeah. Kind of backing down and kind of just plopping down on, like, sitting on the bed. Like, patting the side.
Well, Kilara will plop down, but I'm non-binary, so I don't sit correctly. So I lay in a weird, like, half-sitting, laying down, leg cocked to one side type of thing. Like, you know, I don't sit in chairs correctly. So, yeah, I do that, and I say, yeah, you blasted me that one time. I'm not really sure what to do with that.
Is he, like, okay in the head?
I mean, was he ever? But, in all seriousness, like, we should talk to him, yeah?
Yeah, I'm getting a little worried. Like, I might be a little grumpy with him, but something ain't right.
Yeah. I'm
He was
just...
kind of talking to himself.
Was he now?
I think so. He's been murmuring to himself.
Ugh. That's kind of a sign of going crazy. Maybe he really is crazy.
Should we, check on him? When's the last time we saw him out of his room?
Ooh, you're right.
That's
I'll do
actually
it.
a good point to put a button on that.
Mm-hmm.
Silas, what have you been up to?
Me.
Yes, you.
It was me. They were talking about me.
Yes, they're talking about the boy.
I'd like to say Silas has actually taken the time. Oof. Silas left to go out and explore a little more.
Mhm.
Trying different doors here and there
Oh.
to go to different places.
In that case, are you
He
trying to
does
do any
not want
exploring?
right.
Are you trying to do any exploring today? Would you like to explore today?
Hello?
Hello.
Discord did the
Yeah.
partial disconnect.
Would you like to
Yep.
explore today?
Love it when it does that.
I know, it's good shit.
Yes, I
Would
would
you
like to explore.
Alright. So, I'll say at this point, you've at least figured out through your experimenting some basic rules of the keys that you already know. Rule number 1, do not open a door without a key. It's really just a translation of saying if there's somewhere specific you wish to go, then you need a key. If you don't have a key, it's more random. So, the good news is, pretty much as long as you have your key back to the den, you can always find your way back home. Which leads to you leaving your room, you go to open the door, and we'll say this time around you open the door to... I got an idea. You open the door to, it looks to be like it looks like a fairly popular museum.
All right.
Amongst the museum,
Closes
you
the
see...
door, opens it
you see-
again.
Oh. Opens it again. This time around, seeing what looks to be like a partial infernal landscape. Lava lakes over on the far side, what looks to be like the head of a djinn that's partially drooling magma. Patrols going on top of the walls.
Yeah, we're gonna close that door again and try again.
Open it one more time, and this time you see what looks to be like a hillside. And finally up at the top looks to be like a little small cliff that looks out into the sunset.
Oh, this is nice. Yeah, we'll stay here. I'm gonna exit and close and look around a little more.
This is where I get to flex my improv skills. We'll say at this point, it's one of the weirder things about this whole process that you're learning. When you were in Waterdeep as winter, but apparently in this area it's more like fall. The leaves still have colors on them as they fall and drift. You smell the smell of of the ocean air in the distance. Grass crinkling under your feet as you walk and finally reach the cliffside to see the roaring waves. And looks to be like families playing on the beachside.
Oh, this is a lovely scene. I'm gonna take a look around, see if there's anything else.
Okay.
That side of there.
You keep kind of walking around. I will say, you maybe go down the hill a little bit to see the water. You find a little shack nearby. And on top of that, the little family, there's one kid that kind of looks at you a little confused. Gives a wave. Mom kind of is just like, don't talk to strangers. Kind of pulls back a little bit. The main thing see in besides that on the shoreline is you do see a small little hut.
I'll approach it.
Okay. You kind of make your way and you hear the clattering of bottles. Sounds to be like a grumpy old man, kind of fidgeting with stuff. Kind of paying like, where is it? Where is it? I've been looking for this all freaking day.
Well, that's a rough time. I'll just walk on the floor. Is there a door on Jack? Someone just gave us a fun little thing. Inspiration for Silas. Don't mind if I take.
Yeah, that means you can have one roll, save, check, attack, whatever, at advantage. It's your responsibility to keep track of it.
Yeah. All right. Silas is then going to look around, see if he could find himself a door with a keyhole.
Roll me an investigation check.
And it is yay.
Alright. So with that, eventually as you're kind of walking around the shoreline, looking around, you kind of have two thoughts. One, you can always go back up to where you started, because obviously you had to go through a door to get here. It was probably a house, if you were able to go through it, that had a keyhole. But you walk around another little bit, and eventually you find a shipwreck.
Oh. Well, might as well take a look and see. Maybe there's a door there.
As you kind of
So I'll
step around.
start exploring the shipwreck.
Yeah. You step through, and it doesn't take much to find a variety of things. It looks like there's no people on the boat. But you do see various options of doors with keyholes. That's your good news. But you do find a small lockbox.
Okay. I'm under the impression that nobody has claimed this shipwreck, right?
It's there. I've called
Hello?
it. Hello. It's there. You want to take it? take
Okay.
it.
This is actually something I would like to test.
Mhm.
Could I potentially find a key to one of these doors?
Expand your question for me just a little bit. I have a hunch what you're wanting to play with, but let me just expand that question just a little bit for me.
Is there a key to one of the doors of the ship
That's
that I
what I
can
need to make sure
find?
about. That's what I want to make sure about. Roll me another investigation check.
Okay. And I think I'll burn my inspiration for this one that I got from MJ.
Yay. Easy enough. In fact, you end up going through what looks like the remnants of the captain's quarters, which is where you found the lockbox as well. And eventually you find, along with what looks to be like a partial dry-rotted trench coat, a ring of keys. They
Well,
look like
there we
absolutely
go.
pissed, but they're
I'm gonna
keys.
pocket the keys.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way to. All right, I'm gonna use one of the keys to go back to the altar's den.
Easy enough. As you kind of
And just as the door closes, I would like to take out the ring of keys and try one of the keys to open up the door.
Alright. So yeah, you step back. For the sake of things, we'll say you end up actually opening up to the main entrance door. And then you kind of close it, you go to turn the key, and it opens. It looks like there's a split second where it showed you the shipwreck, but then shortly after it shows you a chapel. Roll me an insight on that one.
Sure. I'm gonna burn a previous inspiration that I got
You do you.
to give me advantage. You said insight?
Mm-hmm. You can kind of
There's one.
deduce. You were. Oh yeah, let's get the 215s.
Balanced as all things should be.
Perfectly
The
balanced.
double 15.
You can deduce you're on the right track. The idea that a key obviously will give you something, a good way to pinpoint an area. But the fact of the matter is, the den uses its own kind of separate key system. So perhaps there's a way to turn that key you have into a den key. If you don't, it might send you back. It might send you somewhere nearby.
Okay, that's good to know. So we just gotta find a way to tune it. We'll figure it out.
As you say that, you'll see the
But
tenders over by the bar kind of leaning over with a shitting grin. You having fun, loner?
more fun than you.
Trust me, I have all the fun I need watching you all process.
How do I make the key go to where I want it to?
Well, that's a toughie. You have really two options. Option one, you can just use that key and it'll probably get you in the ballpark. Might put you in the source of the key, might send you somewhere nearby. They'll send you probably to one of like maybe 10 doors closest. Option two, you can give them to me and I could refine it.
He hands the keys.
Kind of looks at them, kind of scratches off some of the rust. Why do you even want to go back there anyway?
Why do you want to know?
Just curiosity. When you've been around as long as I have, sometimes it's just fun poking the bear and asking questions.
It leads to a shipwreck. I'd rather just not be here, and that seemed like a good project to keep my mind occupied and make something out of it.
Look at you wanting to try to change fate again. Alright. Give me some time. I'll figure it out. And with that, she'll kind of go pull out her set of keys,
Alrighty then.
open up a door, and you'll see, in this case, you actually kind of probably sneak a peek. And you see that when she opens up, it's a giant back room. Shelves of books and historical material. A comfy little couch and chair on one side. And closes it behind her.
Great. The waiting game. He'll just go back. Actually, no. I just thought of something. We have a special key from last session. Where's that one go?
Tired brain is tired since it has been a few weeks. I know we have given you at least 2 keys for certain. You have the den key and the shop key.
Then there's the magical ones that
I
3 people have.
Correct. We have the magical keys as well.
Yeah. Specifically the key of the innkeeper, I believe it was.
The key of the tavern keeper. The key of the tavern. That is actually one of your magic items. which let's review those, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
The key of the tavern. It allows you the following benefits. The main ones being +1 to any skill or +2 to your charisma, maximum of 22. Proficiency or expertise in one of the 3 charisma skills. Again, to translate what that means is that if you want, let's say you have 1 proficiency in deception and you don't have it, you got it. Let's say you have proficiency in deception and you want it to be expertise, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, you are able to cast suggestion based on your proficiency, and the target will have disadvantage.
Yeah. Now, it is a magical key, and
I see
how
where
this
the
place
light-
works
I
is
see where
that.
the light bulb's coming.
Mhm.
You want to try?
I'm glad that yours turned on. Yeah,
I have
we'll
my
try.
moments.
We'll see. I'm curious.
Let's see. I gotta make one check first. So, you kind of have the vibes. You go pick a door, you turn, and when you turn to open it, you are greeted with darkness. A blank void.
That's interesting. I close it and try it again. Make sure to test and see what if it's the same.
More darkness. In fact, taking a little bit of time to inspect as well, you notice there's literally no floor, no ceiling, no end.
Closes the door. Tries one more time.
For funsies. Gilar and Belza,
Yeah.
you guys come back out to the main tavern area, seeing Silas tinkering with the door.
Oh, he's in the main tavern? What's
Mhm.
happening?
Oh, hey, he's alive.
And Silas, you open the door, hearing that, hey, he's alive, to see nothing.
Oh.
I want to say nothing mentioned, nothing ventured, nothing gained, but this seems to be a stupid idea. Closes the door and just kind of mutters to himself and leaves. Goes back to his room.
More of that muttering.
Hey, we want to talk to you for a sec. Does he keep going?
Also, pausing for a moment. Key, do you want to join in?
She'd probably have been like spending most of the week in her room, probably popping out once if catching Silas to ask about the shop key, buying like pots and seeds for just different plants.
Oh, hey,
She's been
Gotcha.
spending most of the week basically like turning her room into kind of a little like garden of sorts or a mini jungle. Take your pick.
looking over. Oh, hey,
Okay.
she's alive too.
She's probably coming out, small watering pail or something in hand, and just, huh?
It's a rare sighting to see them both. Y'all have been missing all week. You both okay?
A little reclusive, don't you think?
Holding up the watering pail. Gardening.
Doesn't sound like nearly as much fun as we
Exploring.
are.
on the exploring, looking over. Anything fun?
Found a nice beach with a shipwreck. And then I found some keys, tried it. Turns out if you have a key to a place, you can keep going back to it as long as it's you're okay with being possibly 10 doors away from it.
Just head tilt 10 doors?
Or you can give it over to our grand and mysterious tent. Yes. Or you can give it to our grand mysterious tender for refinement. We'll see how long that takes.
Probably looking over to the nearby door and just, yes, as good as mine.
Longer than I'd like to wait. If you don't mind, I'll look over to Belza. I think we might need to talk about something real quick.
Well, you're talking, so let's go on.
Well, are you okay? Like, seriously talking?
You've been acting a little weirder than usual.
Yeah.
Are you like, okay?
Define weirder than usual.
I clutch my shoulder where I got hit, I suppose when I took the blast from that, like, supercharged Eldritch Blast thing and took force damage in our last fight, because I was kind of swinging away. I imagine I probably took it on one side more than the other because I was leaning into it. So I look kind of over at my right side, which would have been towards the enemy when I had my boomerang out, and I kind of clutch it for a sec and look to you and say, yeah, you've been a little volatile recently. Our last fight, you kind of went on this, like, autopilot thing that just, I don't know. You hit us.
You've been kind of mumbling to yourself. Are you alright?
I wasn't under the impression that you all really cared that much about me.
We're all stuck together. We might as well give a fuck.
You'd be surprised how much I care about the people around me.
With that being said, Keith pretty much just go up and hug Silas and just be like, come on, we're in this together. Let's at least chat about things going on.
He looks down at you with an eyebrow cocked like, what? What are you doing? You've never done this before.
And she's just looking at you, just like hugs more in, and just, I care. At this point, we've been together for a while, and I'm getting a little more used to you guys. Kind of looking over to Belza and Kilar, and also kind of like, let's go, Silas hugs them as well, kind of same way. And just, you're fun to be with. You're fun to be around. You're interesting.
I give Key a wet willy.
Just a ah, and then looking back to Silas, just. But more than anything else, you guys have seen things I haven't. So for me, it's a wellspring of knowledge in a sense. But also, back over to Silas, kind of like looking directly in his eyes. More than anything, you guys really are interesting.
We can't get to know each other if you just hide away
I
all
like to
day.
say as Key looks at his.
Says.
I will like to say that when Key. Huh?
Oh.
Is my audio not coming through?
We can hear you.
No, it is.
It's just on the delay, that's all.
Hello? Oh, good. Oh, that's annoying.
Just
Okay.
doing some fuckery things.
Silas, when I have the fucking mic. But the mic keeps chasing itself away from me today. Okay, let's go. Silas, when Key looks at Silas in the eyes, he's gonna kind of like look away a little bit, not look at her eyes directly. Well, what do you all suggest we do then?
At that point, he'd be looking over towards the door and just, random exploration within the den or around town where the shop is? Kill time somehow.
I think that's a good point, I'll say, for right now, where after a little bit you'll see the Tinder coming out. She kind of has what looks like a separate pair of like almost magnifying glasses over her main set, as she seems to have been drawing something.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh look, 80% of you are here. Close enough. In fact, as that happens, she closes the door, pulls out
80%? Who's the other 20?
Lexa.
Looking over
pulls the key,
the
opens
elbow.
the door. Yeah,
Mhm.
opens the door. You see Lexa sitting has like a little oven in a corner, and she seems to be baking bread.
Oi, Alexa.
Oh, right.
Ooh, are you
Look,
making
I
that
gotta
cinnamon
spend
bread?
some time. Yeah, I've kind of been missing it.
Yes!
Can I have a
But yeah,
piece?
she'll kind. Not yet. It's still hot.
It's worth the wait. Promise.
Tinder, what is it? It's like, get out here. Got a mission? Yeah, we'll call it a mission for you guys.
Yo.
That being said, just a moment of, uh-oh, I smell trouble.
Oh,
I
it's fine.
smell
Don't be
red.
such a baby. Honestly, it's pretty easy. Just after the whole holiday shit, thought it'd be time for you all to have a moment to, kind of like you all are already starting to do, kiss and fucking make up. So, and she kind of goes back to like her office door. It's like, get over here, come on.
I go towards the
And-
office door.
Yeah, and she'll pull out one set of keys, turns the door, and as it opens, you see what looks to be like a very fine dining establishment.
A little fancy for us, isn't it?
Don't care. Just look. I know a guy. Go in. Tell them the Tinder sent you. You'll be okay. And then when you're done, just use your key and come back here. And again, kiss and make the fuck up.
On seeing the fancy restaurant, he's just gonna be like deer in headlights and just kind of, I look good, right? I'm fine.
You're fine.
It's
Looking back at Hilera.
Yeah, we aren't necessarily the fine dining types. Looking down at our clothes, I assume.
look, part of this restaurant's for adventurers anyway, so trust me, they'll make some level of arrangements. Not to mention, again, tell them you know me, you'll be okay. And then she kind of just casually starts like pulling you all like, now get your fucking asses
Okay.
in the restaurant. And literally she will finish like pulling the Lexa through as like last, and then just immediately slam the door.
Okay.
Oh
Slam the door,
no!
just,
No way.
just a slight, like, eep,
She
and
was
just,
hot.
The tokens in this restaurant. Oh no!
Yeah.
That's fine.
I will say, as this definitely calls for a music change.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Something posh as fuck.
Luna, if you can think of something quote unquote posh as fuck.
I can't control it.
Oh,
Remember,
that's right. I forgot.
I am spoiler
Dude.
free.
I
Don't ruin
forgot.
Sandstone. Oh no!
To which, if you want
you know
spoiler free, go ahead and check out my kick. If you want to see spoilers, go ahead and check out Z's channel. Alter's
That's
Den
a
Adventure.
good
Link
little-
down below.
That is a good little disclaimer. Also, bonus matter, for those that are watching on Kick, the points really only come through on Twitch. So if you're wanting to deal with the point shenaniganry, come visit Twitch.
Yep.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. And by Wonderwall, I mean insert eeny, meeny, miny. We have a lot of music. Mo.
No,
Okay.
this works.
Ooh, that's great.
Kind of smooth, jazzy type vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just use the Elder
Yeah,
Den
but
playlist.
Smooth modern jazz.
As you step inside, you are greeted with a very, like you've already mentioned, a very posh restaurant. You can tell it is very much an elaborate establishment. In fact, Key, Lexa, and Silas, you can all tell there is a very potent air of magic in this area.
Mm-hmm.
But over at the main desk, you'll see what looks to be like a tiefling lady with some floral tattoo markings around her neck, ram-like horns, kind of sifting through a book. She looks to be a little fidgety.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Oh heavens. Hi. Welcome to the Wizard's Watering Hole. My name is Violet. Can I have the name for your reservation?
Tender? The Tender?
Tender. Are you saying that you know the Tender? Or she just kind of has that weird, like you can tell, like the gears are turning.
I don't
She's
know.
trying to process. I'm sorry. I'll be
I
right
mean,
back.
I do know her, but also... okay, goodbye!
She literally just comes to this door over here and opens it, and like peeks her head inside and being like, do you know? Were you expecting people tonight? No? Oh, okay. Kind of goes back. I'm sorry, they weren't expecting any recommendations and guests tonight. We can put you on our wait list if you'd like.
Did she say see the manager? Turning to the party members.
Just
I don't
kind
know.
of a,
The tender isn't. I'll kind of unclip my key from my belt. Kind of show her. The tender? I don't know. She just said to let you guys know that we were coming.
I'm sorry, but the tender's not a she.
and it's just at that point, just probably manager's the one that the tender knows that we're talking about.
I'm sorry, the manager's very busy at the moment.
Yeah.
One moment, please. She'll kind of go back to the room over here. Can you come out for a quick second? They keep being really persistent that they know you, but you're also not a woman.
Oh, the bartender.
Who's also the manager.
Hmm.
As what steps out looks to be like a mechanized suit of armor and a top hat. It has 4 arms.
Ooh, that's a lot of drinks.
It kind of just looks down. It's like,
Okay.
hello, welcome to the Wizard's Watering Hole. I am the tender of the Wizard's Watering Hole. I do not know you.
Yeah,
No,
we're
no.
here on behalf of the
What the
tender
fuck is
from the
our
Altar's
place
Den.
called?
The what?
She's our boss.
The Altar's Den.
Violet, dear, can you go see if you can find the main boss? I'll keep them occupied for a little bit. Of course. And she'll kind of just scuttle away in confusion, and she'll kind of give a sigh. It's like, come to the bar. You can have a drink on me. We'll get you sorted.
Thanks.
Okay.
As he goes in there, or as they go in there,
I
Kilara
don't
wants
see
to
your
go.
shenanigans.
Yes, Kilara starts going to the book and like flipping through really quick, trying to gather anything that's there.
For fun, roll me an investigation check.
Hell yeah! I'm curious. That's a 12.
Alright, so what I'll say as you kind of sift through, it might be a little above your pay grade, in the sense that you can tell there's a lot of stuff in here that's actually magical based.
Mhm.
There seems to be actually like copies of various spells, and it looks like they're almost used to like be management program protocols. It's like
Mhm.
you see one that's like, for contacting insert person, cast this. For doing this function here, cast that. It's almost like an automated phone call setup, but in a spellbook.
Okay.
And then underneath that, you see a magazine on how to bake cakes.
Cool. I will leave those alone. I'm not looking to take away necessarily this cookbook from this person that we were just talking to, but was just curious if I'd glean any information, any juicy deets, any like weird stuff. Maybe they have like a cool little thing that, like, you know how some people will like hide their cell phone underneath something that they're to make it look like they're not doing stuff on their phone at work or whatever.
Guarantee you,
She
that's
was
what
learning
the
how to bake
cookbook.
cakes.
Well, fair enough. I will take that information and walk away because I don't care about cakes.
Oh, but cake.
Mhm.
Anyway, with that then, as you guys step into this little bit more of a refined look, like this is clearly more your style. It's a nice bar, lacquered tabletops. Behind the bar, you see various bottles and sizes, lights kind of showing through them to kind of advertise the quality of this gear. As he's already kind of sifting through and mixing drinks. But on the bar, you will find a menu. The menu in this case, as I scroll down to get it for you all.
I'll take one of everything.
God, you're gonna be out of money at that
There
point.
it is.
We'll put it on the tenders tab.
Holy shit.
As there's actually a proper menu.
Very reasonably priced.
Wild.
But yeah, he kind of just starts, like, he's already kind of started prepping some
Ew.
matters, but it's just like, please feel free to tell me your orders. We'll go from there.
Staring
Or
at
if
it.
you have, or if you have a custom request.
I think
I guess I'll try. I'll try a smoking citrus.
Excellent choice. As you see him kind of go ahead, and the arms, this time the arms have kind of properly fanned out. As you can see him like reaching for bottles in various parts of the bar. Finally putting in the smoking ice to kind of make it bubble. So he kind of will hand it off to you as it kind of bubbles away, and there's like almost this little bit of a fog on top. It's like, please don't burn your mouth, sir.
Okay.
I'll try the smoking citrus too.
Makes the second one easily enough. And just kind of finishes by plopping in that little bit. And as he kind of slides that one towards you, Belza, another employee will come in being like, we need a wizard's wine for table 7 on it.
I'll slide.
As he
too.
kind of goes and preps that drink. And this time he puts it in a weird little cup.
Mhm.
And as soon as he finishes pouring and kind of gives it a flick on the rim, you see that it sprouts little legs and it starts scuttling off the bar and just kind of walks out of the room.
Whoa.
Aw.
And I'll put 2
Beyond
gold
seeing
on the
that.
table just to cover a couple of our drinks.
On seeing that though, just ooh, fancy, animated.
And inventions of my own.
Very cool.
Paid well, so able to create.
I'll have one of each.
Interesting.
Kind of gives this look like it's one of those where sadly because he's a construct, he can't really give a look of surprise, but you just see him kind of turn to look, and then he looks at the money that's already been put out. It's like, as you wish, and kind of goes and gets everything prepared, and he puts them in order of potency, starting with the stuff that that puts it like from one end all the way to like the most potent thing that's there.
Kilara finally has money, so Kilara is not concerned about what this costs.
Yeah, he puts them in
Understandable.
order, with the last one being what looks to be like a stout, but it's literally just, it looks to be like almost pitch black, with just this little hint of red that cycles through.
MJ would drink the hell out of that.
To be fair, all of these sound good. Kia, after a while, would probably just be like, I'll have a seasonal shift.
Fair enough. And we'll go and do that as well. And I'm going to be the bearer of bad news for a hot second. I actually need to go ahead and do a quick break because I have gotten the very scary OBS is throwing a pissy fit. To try to chug it.
I don't think Kilara would drink all of them in quick succession. I think Kilara would drink them over time. But even so, like, we can say as this progresses and we're here, Kilara gets drunker and drunker.
Can we update the audience? Because I was still gone.
Oh, I already gave them the vibes. But
no, I was in the BRB screen.
Oh, got it.
Remember, we gotta go at the same time.
Sorry. So, to summarize what happened, my OBS threw a pissy fit, saying it was doing an unexpected error and crashed. So, did a reset, we are good to go, we're back online. It's one of the few headaches we have left. We're trying to solve the mystery of why. Why does it hate D&D streams and will it do the unexpected crash? It's a mystery, the world will never know. We'll keep figuring it out, though.
And Kilara went to go chug the alcohol.
Yeah.
She says she sampled it. She's doing a sampling, but
yeah,
definitely one of those deals, though. It's a lot of fucking booze. With that, though, we are going to go ahead and do a quick pause to do our sponsor thank yous. Summary, for those to go over our housekeeping issues. One, we are not sponsored by Dungeons & Dragons or Wizards of the Coast. We just use their shit because we fucking like it. Two, we want to say thank you to the following people that we use their content for. for tonight's stream, Chesapeake for our maps, Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns for our Wizard's Watering Hole, the menus, and some of the NPC tokens that you will see later on, including the tender, as you see right now, and the manager of this whole establishment. And I'm sure there's something else I'm forgetting. Kevin MacLeod for music, you crazy son of a bitch. And besides that, thank you to those that have subscribed so far. It's greatly appreciated. We have 3 so far. Anonymous MJ, aka MJ here, decided to throw a subscriber. Ursa Costa, give me 1. And then last but not least, we have, and I say this, Pen and Paper Pod. Thank you very much for subscribing. And I'm glad you all have no regrets on that so far. We'll try to make sure we have other rewards for you all as we go and do stuff. But with that, when we last left off, you all were in the process of trying to have a kiss and make the fuck up session at this really fancy restaurant. And apparently the person up front didn't know who the tender was and misinterpreted them with the robo-tender in the bar. And thus, this whole situation where there's being a communication of going back and forth. But it seems like you guys have some time in a bar with booze, which is always good.
Always good.
What are we up to? I think most people have ordered drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us ordered the entire friggin' menu.
Yeah. And to be fair, Alexa will probably order the seasonal shift. Just because it seems like a really fun one, as you can kind of, he'll pour that one, and you see that some of it is actually one of those things where as the drink sits, it'll slowly convert, and it almost highlights the different seasons.
Ooh. Does it do it in as a bartender myself, I've made a number of layered drinks. Does it settle and turn into a layered drink, which would be wild, or does it? Is it just throughout? It's like a swirly mixture.
It's kind of a swirly mixture, but they add in things to kind of help give the vibes of the different seasons. So
Gotcha.
besides it being a sweet green liqueur and using clear spirits and chilled tea and such to kind of give the foundation, it's as the grape juice, the frozen cubes of grape juice melt, it actually will help kind of mold the colors to kind of make different seasonal vibes.
Okay, cool. I think Kilara would watch some of the techniques that this guy is using. I say guy. I use that as kind of gender neutrally as possible. This person making their drinks, and I'm trying to kind of get a vibe for number 1, what are they putting in the drinks, and number 2, these drinks are very interesting and bizarre, and they sometimes walk away. So Kilara is very interested in keeping a keen eye on what they're doing.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
For funsies, make me a perception check.
Oh. I question everything. Oh.
Question every fucking thing. Oh,
I have to take that 7.
Ooh.
Yeah, you gotta take the 7, sadly. What I will say is, as you kind of take a moment to sit and watch, the impressive thing is that he doesn't really leave the bar much. Is you kind of see it's a little step over this way, and you'll see an arm reach out for a bottle, another goes and reaches out for another. But it seems to be a very rhythmic, pre-programmed process at this point. There's no, he seems very comfortable and confident in his work. As you can literally see, him pivoting as you'll see another waiter come in being drink for table 3, they're getting drunk off their ass. And literally just makes a very calm one, and then literally flicks the rim. You see another glass go scuttling away.
Kilara is getting more and more tempted to follow the glasses, but resists the urge.
I'll take a good
And,
chug
as
on.
he's kind of, and it's really good, citrusy. But I will say, as you are a little reckless with it, some of that ice that was in there kind of hits your lips the wrong way, and it almost burns.
The ice does?
Yeah. As in our world, it's technically the equivalent of the solid version of nitrogen.
Oh.
Dry ice.
Yeah.
Dry ice. There we go. That's the word.
Something I'm assume that Belza is kind of familiar with.
Yeah, it's one of those where it hits your lips ah shit. Oh wait, that.
So it's a fog drink.
Kind of. At least it has that vibe up top. That's what makes it
Yeah.
classy.
Okay. Cool.
Besides that, as you're kind of getting settled in, we'll call them the robo-tender, kind of finishes, doing the last drink or two, and then goes to kind of clean some stuff. Can't hear Kilara. Oh, I bet you I know what's wrong. Everybody say words. I knew it.
Ba ba ba
Hang
ba
on.
ba.
Nah.
Nope,
Words?
wait. You're good. Hold your fire.
Okay.
Ba?
I swear.
Can't
It
hear
ain't stream
anyone.
if it ain't scuff.
If it ain't stream, it ain't scuff. I know what's going on. I'm on it.
Shit's fucked.
OBS settings.
I
Shit's
know what's
fucked.
wrong. I'm on it. It's fine. Hold your fire.
Do we need to pause for a moment?
No.
I have a screen for this.
Nope. Talk now.
Ba ba ba.
Talk
Good.
now.
Yes, we're good. There
Hello.
we go.
Okay.
Shit has been
The fun of
unfucked.
when OBS crashed, I should have known better. It fucking crashed everything, including
Oh.
the Discord settings.
Ooh.
Hey,
Uh,
they can hear us.
If it ain't scuff, it ain't fucking stream.
Hey!
No,
Surprise, motherfucker!
30 seconds of rave.
So we should probably recap what was just said just to make sure everybody's on the same page in our
Yes.
viewers.
Let's talk about that. To get everybody caught up. These guys have ordered drinks. Pretty much everybody's kind of gotten their samplings. Belza kind of got a little bit of a weird burning on her drink, realizing that it was partially due to dry ice that's been used to kind of help make the drinks have that quote-unquote spicy flavor. Besides that, Kilara is getting a very nice buzz going on when it comes to their choice of having all the booze, and they're trying to figure out how to make some of the drinks, but too bad the system is like, this dude's very much on his shit, and it's very hard to keep up. Is that about everything? I think that's about everything.
It's about everything. They probably also missed the, if they couldn't hear us then, they might have been missing the bit about the sponsor, or not sponsors, but, the content and stuff. I'm not
Thank
sure.
you for the
And
content.
just
we'll
to
make
speed
sure
run
just
it?
cover that at the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
Speed run it.
yeah,
There's
I
a
get
link down below, or text down below on Z's stream. Gives all the sponsors. Give them love.
Yep.
Mwah.
Literally just look for the bottom, says many thanks to, and you'll find all the links. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Bam.
Anyway, with that, the robotender, as he's kind of finishing the last few drinks, starts polishing a glass like all bartenders are supposed to do. And they're just like, so why are you all here?
Our boss sent us out to kiss and play nice.
Oh. New work dynamics?
Yeah.
Little bit, yeah. Watching the seasonal shift to until it hits the fall point, and that's when he takes a sip,
I'll kind of look over it.
or at least
Silas.
starts drinking it.
Look over it, Silas. Watch out for the Stygian ice. You might not have as much of a constitution for it as I do.
Noted.
But yeah, he'll kind of just do a little banter as you guys talk. And it's like, so what exactly is the problem with your work dynamic?
Well, I mean, we've kind of been at each other's throats a couple of times. Kind of some hiccups and miscommunication. And I mean, honestly, we just need to learn how to work together better.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I also don't really know you, so I don't want to tell you too much.
Kind of gives a passing shrug and it's like, comes with the paycheck. You see one of the little scuttle mugs kind of come back in as he kind of picks it up and puts it in a sink.
Could I get one of those for the, to take home? Souvenir.
Not for sale.
Oh, but it's so cool.
Any chance you'd be willing to at least give the formula to make it? Kind of just eyeing it with extreme interest and curiosity.
He kind of just like deadpan looks at you, just like, no.
I think it's
It's
a
just-
bar secret.
Not even a hint?
And literally just at this point, you see him like reach under the bar and pull out a pipe, and it's just like, we have a problem.
And on that one, just like deadpan as possible. Don't threaten me a good time.
He don't play that game with a bartender.
I will
Their
say,
swings
as you
hurt.
As you do that, you hear the door kick open as fog appears, and this weird dude steps over. Did someone say a good time?
Oh.
And you see this weird dude, covered in white outfit.
Oh, he got the stingy nice.
Purple skin, cheesy ass white smile, but no eyes.
Okay.
And on the back, what looks to be like spider legs.
Slender Man.
Now then, I have heard that we have ourselves a little bit of a dilemma with our tender being misgendered.
Oh, we got sent by our boss of the same name.
Your boss of the same name. Oh,
No. At that point,
I'm
looking
sure
over.
there are many tenders in the multiverse, but sadly that does not allow you to get easy seats in the wizard's watering hole.
She just sent us through us out the door and kind of showing him the key and then putting it back. We're not allowed back until we kiss and make up.
And actually, that key is kind of where you see the expression change.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, kind of holds the hand out. Let me see it.
I can't really let it go, but... Oh,
There's
As he
always
kind
the
of
personal one.
actually, for funsies, Belza, make me a perception check.
is anybody surprised?
I can't see the surprise.
No, we
13.
don't see the roll. There
That's
it is.
enough, though. Now, this is a kind of an easy one to catch, as he's very serious about this look. And you see that besides the solid white outfit on him, there is one catching piece of jewelry on him, quote unquote. As you see on his hip, what looks to be like a gold wand with little gears and facets. But how that wand is hanging on his hip, a ring of golden keys.
Keep a
Looks very familiar to yours.
I'll keep a hand on it, but I'll let him kind of examine it closely.
Yes. Haven't seen that soul in ages. I told her she owed me I could owe her a favor. She could come back anytime. I didn't expect her to use her favor on guests. Oh, sorry for the miscommunication. It's not every day we hear about that old soul.
Yeah.
It's also more of just guests, more of employees. Bit of a story to that one.
No. While you're here, you are guests. That is the important matter. Tender, thank you for your time and your assistance. We'll make sure to give you a little bit of a pay bump at the end of the shift. Excellent, sir. Now then, why don't you follow me this way?
I
I'll
like to roll insight on this wacky.
Of course.
I'll reclip the key back on the belt. Or back on my belt.
Yeah. And that's what I'm going to say. I mean, don't get me wrong, he looks sus as fuck. But at the same time, he seems to be very genuine with his business. He cares about making sure this business is like to the tens. But he does look like someone that's very knowledgeable. And also, just for funsies, so everybody can see this lovely motherfucker.
Ooh, yeah, he's basically,
Oh, he looks stinky.
Yes, Soldier Man, indeed.
Yeah, basically the like if you put a negative over Slenderman.
And slapped a
Damn.
mouth on him.
Mhm.
Now then, right this way, we can get you to your seats. And
Time to go.
Admindium.
yes, as you guys are coming in, he'll be like, by the way, my name is Adminium. I will be your personal server for the evening. We're going to make sure you all have a wonderful experience and a wonderful time. Whatever your reasoning for your what did you call it? Kiss and make up segment, we'll make sure that it's solved lickety split. Nothing resolves an issue like good food, am I right?
It does bring people together. You guys coming?
It does indeed.
Or are you just gonna get drunk all night?
You
I
can carry
follow.
your drinks to the dining room. Don't worry. We can supply you drinks from there as well.
Oh yeah, no, Key definitely took her seasonal shift with her. She's just like, it's still in the fall season, and she's just drinking as she's walking.
I have my hands full of cups.
With that, then, pardon me. I'm just gonna go ahead and get you all placed, nice and neat.
Mhm.
Yoinkus.
Oh, yep.
Yoinkus.
Yeah, sorry, I was slightly distracted taking notes.
You're fine. This is why I'm helping do the dragby drags. Sit in the lap. No.
Who to who? I mean,
They don't want it.
With that, Admindium will at this point go ahead and hand you guys a menu,
Mhm.
which I am sure this comes as no surprise, but
yo.
Ooh.
I don't know why I did it twice. There we go. For our audience, as you guys say, now then, take some time, look at the menu. I'll be back shortly. I must go and discuss some matters with the kitchen staff. Until then, please have a peruse. Do what you do. In fact, as he kind of goes and he kind of fidgets around a little bit, and he pulls out what looks like a small playing card. And it's like, we have some special amenities in the back if you would like to go and invest in, if you'd like to go and take some time there as well. Again, take your time, enjoy yourselves. We'll even everything out at the end. And with that, he is going to head on out.
Okay.
Can we all agree he seems rather suspicious?
Yeah,
Hmm.
quite suspicious.
A little
Off
weird.
appearance, weird. Way he's acting, yeah, a little suspicious.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's just like moment of the amount of keys he had. That's I'm concerned on that.
Say for fun, Key, you talking about the number of keys. Make me an insight check.
Insight.
Oh, the fun of expanding the mysteries of the world. So first off, I'll go ahead and tell you the number of keys you saw was very limited. There was about 5 keys on his hip, compared to Tinder, who had like a fuck ton. Like you couldn't really count the number of keys. This guy only seemed to have like 5, and even then, you noticed that the keys were different metals and variants. He only had really 2 that looked to be made of gold. The rest seemed to be like tarnished, like very polished silvers or platinums.
Still a fact of one actual key leading to possible altars, then the rest of them, other locations, still a little.
Wait, does that mean that the place that we are, the Altar's Den, is a franchise?
I wouldn't go that far.
I'll say as you're talking about that, you see Violet kind of coming up, looking very skittish around you all after the whole mishap. Like, the Wizard's Watering Hole is not a franchise. Also, can I take your order?
Jesus.
I'll have a forever steak.
Steak.
Omelet, please.
Omelet. Kind of looks at the others, just like, please tell me what you want so I can leave. I'm embarrassed as fuck.
Don't be.
And
Cute.
just kind of mistakes happen. I'll have the salad.
She's got a common name. You're good.
Understood. Yep.
Kilara is going to take forever and purposely try and linger so that this person has to stay at our table for a little bit longer. Just
She
to troll.
She looks like an absolute fucking mess
Mm-hmm.
after like a minute of this. And finally, Lex will kind of turn and just be like, I'll have the salad as well. And I'm sorry.
Now, could I ask what's on the everything sandwich?
Says the big toothy grin.
Everything?
Oh, everything! Oh, that's so interesting, isn't it, everyone? I think I will order an everything sandwich. First, I have some allergies, and I just need to be sure that there's certain things not on it, so please tell me what's not on it.
She has like a cold sweat.
Looking over.
She's like, there's no quail. I remember there's no quail. No squirrel. There's no squirrel.
Hey, Kilara, play nice.
All right. With all my thoughts, I'll take the everything sandwich.
Thank you very much. I'll be back shortly with your orders. And she just bolts to the kitchen.
By the way, as somebody who's worked in the service industry, don't ever do that. Be nice to your waiter, waitress, and bartenders.
Please don't be a dick.
Yeah, this is just me playing a character.
I know.
Well, like she's bolting. You look over to Belza and just be like, "Hey, let's swap seats."
Swap seats.
And just he giving this like bit of a like shit-eating grin. Wanna be able to handle at least something for our troubles? Make it a night worth it.
Sure. Kind of scoot out of the booth for a moment so we can switch.
Kind of just, yep.
Oh.
And thus the awkward silence begins. No. I will say as you're kind of settling in, you notice this restaurant, most of the tables are fairly packed. You see all kinds here, although there does seem to be a concentration of various levels of spellcasters. You see a few bards, you see a few druids, you see some of the religious type, warlocks. There's very few people here that are just, like fighters. They all seem to be some kind of caster.
I feel out of place.
You'd be right at home, just kind of a, I guess the place is aptly named.
Guess so.
And I will say, Kilara, you do, as you kind of take some time to look around, you will see a handful of what looks like more martial characters. In fact, for fun, I will say you see a woman in the corner that seems to be having a little bit too much fun with her knives.
Okay.
With the weird thing is that she has this really nice wine glass of very thick red wine, or at least you assume it's wine.
Yeah, Kilara would like to kind of clock just general people around the room and get kind of a vibe. You know when you like walk into a place and you just kind of look at all the people in the room and try and like not quite size them up, like you're not trying to fight anybody, but you're walking into a room and you're not necessarily at ease and you kind of eye people up and see what they have on them type of vibe.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Okay. Is Kilara doesn't necessarily trust. 14.
So, one thing I will say at face value is you can tell that there's a chunk of people here that are definitely more experienced adventurers than you. You can tell there's a few people in here that you're like, don't fuck with them. They're out of your league. But at the same time, you can tell that the vibe of this place is very much in a learning aspect.
Okay.
It's very much that level of people discussing. You hear one tape. Actually, you probably hear this table over here discussing various forms. Like one person's talking about artsy material, while
Mhm.
another's talking about their studies.
Mhm.
You hear another person, or you hear this group down here, as one's trying to schmooze the two ladies, while they're talking about various research that they've been working on.
Mhm.
You actually even hear this group over here talking about some peace missions happening in another place, something about Barovia?
Ooh. Interesting. So
But yeah,
exactly.
various discussions and communications.
Mhm. Okay. I will nudge Silas and just be like, "Oi, you've been clocking these people since we walked in, I'm sure, right?
What? Yes.
You got any reads on anybody? How are you feeling about the situation we find ourselves in, yeah?
Why are you on edge?
I'm always on edge. I don't trust anybody.
I already know that.
But yeah, for real. You feel comfortable here? You don't feel like there's anything up, right?
No, I don't think there's anything up, Killer. I'm just waiting on my food.
Okay. If you
It's
spot
clearly
anything...
an establishment for people to come here and have a respite. Not to be interrupted when they're talking.
Well, if you spot anything, let me know. I'm always ready to go.
Meanwhile, Belza's kind of just looking around. You know when you're in a restaurant
I'll
and there's
let
a
you
lot
know
of,
if I'm
like, decor?
actually looking.
Sorry.
The delay is a bitch.
It is indeed a bitch. Silas, finish your thought? Sorry.
Yeah. He said, I'll let you know when I'm looking.
Belza, what are you doing?
You know when you're in a restaurant and there's just a lot of decoration around you? Belza's just looking all around, just seeing the different... It's like a kid with ADHD just looking there, look there, look there.
Oh, fair enough. I will say then, for funsies, make me a perception check.
What do I perceive?
Ooh.
You perceive a lot. With what I'll say is you see various, like, everything seems to be placed with a very big air of trying to appear very elaborate and fancy. The little center display here, you can see that the animals and such inside actually move. But the big thing being that they move, yeah, but it's very predetermined, predicted. You can tell that they've been, like, programmed to act in a certain way. Almost like they're, like, constructs of some form, just made to advertise. I will also say you do hear a very strange chatter happening in the kitchen. In fact, I'll say with that 21, you recognize that it's, there's goblins. Fuck ton of goblins.
Huh. Listening, and that's where our server went, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of putting my ear to the wall for a moment. Interesting waitstaff.
Oh, dear. Make me another perception check.
With that being said, Q'd probably look over and be like, huh?
The sus meter.
Oh no, I'm just curious.
Oh, I know. I'm just enjoying what I'm probably gonna end up dropping. Because yeah, with that level, you hear Violet, and you hear her speaking to what sounds like another adult man. Amongst more goblin chatter, but she's like, sir, we're getting complaints about the steak from table 4. Look, that's not part of my thing. They want endless steak, and we can only keep having steak if we keep this cow from not dying. I can only do this but so much, damn it. Yes, I know. You're doing your best. Necrotic magic's a bitch. I know. Sorry.
Can see kind of a moment where Bells' ears kind of, as she drifts away. Lovely.
He's still looking over. Do
What?
I wanna know?
Gonna kind of motion to Silas, like, she'll kind of tap her one nail to her head, like, psst, do the thing.
The thing.
Like, she's not saying anything, but she's like giving him kind of a nonverbal cue.
Headspace meeting. Good.
Silas will speak. He will talk telepathically, I guess. Which one of my telepathies do I want to use? Probably the one that will let me talk back. Let you talk back, I guess.
That would help.
Thinking, something's a little fucky with the steak.
Or, I just do the one where it's a one-way communication. Alright. We'll do mind link. That's fine. You're linked up.
Alright, just kind of,
What?
something might be a little fucky with the steak. Something about necromantic magic.
Oh, great. The one thing I fucking ordered.
I figured I'd give you a heads up. You
Great.
Want some of my eggs?
Just great. Just turns off it just turns off the telepathy. As his mood just kind of like sours more at the table, he crosses his arms, kind of like sinks into his chair, like.
Just kind of shrug.
After a little bit, I
Uh-huh.
will say after a little bit, 2 people will come out. You'll see Violet, and you'll see another dude. Looks to be like a bearded adult male. But Violet will come out first, and she'll kind of hand off like 2 salads, 1 steak, and I'll say this much, Silas: the steak looks good. It actually looks very nice. Cooked to temp, good sear, smells great. Like, it looks like a normal, just
He
really
just
fucking
he
good
looks
steak.
at it. He looks at it very angrily and just eats the potatoes and just leaves it alone.
Oh dear. Then she'll kind of go around to Belza, hand off the omelet. And finally, the gentleman will come out with this sandwich that's like half his height. And it's just like, I had a everything sandwich.
Yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Here you go. As he kind of puts it on the table, and you see that there was actually a sword inside of it to hold it upright. And he kind of just pulls it out and is like, you're on your own. If it spills, I'm sorry. I need this for another sandwich.
Once there's room on Silas's plate, I'll kind of chunk off a little bit of my omelet, kind of offer it to him.
Yeah, I'll also offer some of my sandwich.
It's got everything.
Just disdainfully looking, just not happy.
I'll switch a little bit of the take away the steak from his
Just like,
plate.
God damn it.
Just because Belza knows that she has the stomach for it, but she's worried about him, so she'll give some of her omelet in exchange.
I
Got
will
him.
say the gentleman
just
kind of
eat.
in the weird steak exchange, and just like, is everything okay with the steak?
Peachy.
His stomach just went a little wonky with it, so just did a trade.
Oh, I'm so sorry. If
Huh?
needed, I can do an exchange. We can get you a soup or something.
Sure. I will take a soup.
Excellent.
I
He kind of just gives a bow. Like, sorry,
it's fine.
we'll make the adjustments as needed. Thank you for your patience. And it's not too much longer. He kind of comes back out. What looks to be like a very nice tomato bisque and a bowl.
Fine. He just takes the soup and starts to sloop away.
I imagine Kilara, while eating this sandwich, is not eating with the proper etiquette to a very fancy restaurant. I imagine Kilara is perched up on their bench seat, with their little legs, tucked underneath them, like actually perching, not like sitting, and is just eating away at this and like pulling it apart using their hands.
And Silas, enjoy an inspiration. Meanwhile, what I will say, Kilar, is you're kind of doing that sit up, eating the sandwich.
Mhm.
You probably will see some level of. Actually, it doesn't take long as you kind of look. It's like you're kind of defensive, like a nice sandwich. Over at this table over here, you
Yeah.
kind of see this weird dynamic where this elf is kind of sitting fairly similarly.
Oh.
Just kind of attacking the sandwich in chunks.
Which one?
Meanwhile, the small. Meanwhile, you see one of the people kind of laughing at him, and then you see this kind of almost androgynous woman kind of see that slap him on the back of the head.
I see them do that.
Yeah.
I giggle and I keep eating, but I wait for the attention of the other person perched, and I'll kind of give them like a sly, like kind of out of the corner of your eye, like, I notice you. Nod, like, yeah, you know what's up.
Kind of does the same, where like you see that look and just like it just goes back to eating a sandwich.
I'll go kind of like crisscross applesauce in my chair, just getting comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll say the rest of the dinner goes pretty smoothly, and
Yeah.
after a little bit, you will see from the southern side, the door will kick open again as you see a little bit of smoke kind of come out from the little entryway, and the elf just kind of gives like a little like, meh. And it's like, how's everybody's food doing? And he just looks like, it tastes like smoke now. Excellent, and it probably adds to the ambiance. And with that, he'll kind of come over immediately, just kind of squatting between Silas and Lux, like, so, how's our food this fine evening? Everything to your liking? Everything to your satisfaction?
Give it a thumbs up.
Probably just.
Why are you so close? You know what? Hold up here. Let's fuck with this guy.
Oh no!
Oh, while Silas is doing that, he'd probably
I'm
just.
gonna cast Detect Thoughts on him.
Oh.
Detect those thoughts.
While this is going on, though, he's just gonna kind of crunch into whatever and just. Good.
Offering a little forkful to Keith. You want to try?
Hold on one
Is
second.
this the omelet or the steak?
This is the omelet. Like, the steak got passed back.
And just kind of.
So I'll say
Yeah,
it's-
sure.
So Silas, I'll say it's surface level. You kind of just hear this general vibe. It's just like, I hope they're impressed. We worked very hard to make sure that our guests for this evening are satisfied. Are you wanting to go deeper?
Yeah, I want to go deeper.
Let's see. He kind of just starts thinking a little bit more, and it's just like, it's not every day we have that old lady show up, especially bringing a posse. Oh, I'm sure it's fine. As long as she doesn't come to visit, we'll be all right. And you better make sure you leave a good review, as he kind of gives a look towards you with a shitting grin.
Mm. Bad beef.
Yes, the beef.
So I was looking directly at him. Yes, I'm totally talking about the cow.
What about the cow? You talking about Bessie?
No. No, I was talking about your relationship with the tender. It's an expression. Mm.
Just
Oh, you're talking about the sweet lady.
I'm sorry.
I know.
She
he'll
clearly
pull up-
isn't sweet.
He'll pull up a chair and kind of just scooch up close, and it's like, you know, it's not every day we
Okay,
have
yeah.
these discussions.
Great.
Hmm?
Sorry?
He'll kind of just pull up. I'm just gonna say he pulls up a chair. He kind of pours himself. He kind of like you see him kind of reach into space, and he pulls out a bottle of red wine, pours up a glass. Like it's not every day I get to talk about old times. What would you like to know?
Fuck. Got the compendium open today, as it were. What's her name? Full name, real name. You know it?
I do. But for the sake of not going 6 feet under this lifetime, I will go on ahead and say I will pass on sharing that information.
How do you two know each other?
Oh, back in her early days of wandering, we stumbled across each other. Mutual business opportunities ensued, and to be fair, she's the one that inspired this place. So, thus I owed her a favor. And I always offer favors and make sure I make good on my deals.
It's a nice place. Though, kind of pointing at his house. The steak made his stomach a little, icky. You might want to go check on that.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
He's
oh
still
dear.
got that sour. He's still got that sour expression on.
as he's eating the soup.
He was really looking forward to steak, but... Ugh.
Oh dear, I'm so terribly sorry. Bessie must be on the struggle bus this evening. Don't worry, we'll get Bessie right on shape. We'll just veto that on the menu for the evening. As you hear one person in the back be like, "But I wanted my steak!" It's okay, we'll find other matters on the menu.
Kilara finishes taking one of many, many, many bites with only how. By the way, this is a like limitless sandwich in theory. Does this sandwich ever reduce in size as I'm eating it, or does this?
Oh, it does. It's the everything sandwich. It's almost
Yeah.
like that regular show joke of like every meat is used up there. It's
Mhm.
like there's like 4 different types of monster meat, a shit ton of cheese, various other things. But it's that level of like it's like when the dude came out with it, if we had to put like a measuring stick to it,
Mhm.
think like it was about 3 feet tall.
Okay. Knowing that, I will eat another bite of it, and there's probably like maybe half or a quarter of it left at this point. Kilar's been destroying this thing. And turns to them and finishes chewing and swallowing.
Hey, I got a question for you then. So you
Of
and
course.
the tender have kind of a little bit of a relationship you've established, but have you ever traveled to the altar's den?
Sadly, no. I have never had the opportunity. I was given one of these through a delivery of a friend many years later, and the name of her franchise rung a bell when she was talking about the designs. Thus, decided I would keep it, and who knows, maybe it would lead me back there someday. But all it did was actually help me find the startings of this establishment.
Okay, well, knowing that, do you know about The mirrors?
What?
The mirrors?
No. No, nothing about that. Again, never been, so don't know what she's been cooking.
I
Magic's
would like
glitchy.
to insight.
You gotta do insight on the mirror question.
Yeah.
Go on ahead.
The insight's
15.
going. Insight's
He
going. Just
genuinely doesn't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Sorry, Key. Go on ahead.
looking over at Kilar, just kind of. If he hasn't been in there, I doubt he'd know about the weirdness of the place at times.
Right. You keep your secrets then.
I go back to eating, still kind of eyeing out of the corner of my eye.
I'm glad you liked the sandwich, by the way. Bessie worked really hard to make sure she had at least 3 of those meats on that sandwich.
It's alright.
I'm not bothered.
3
Yeah.
different meats on that sandwich. He'd just be like,
I'm part hyena. I'm a scavenger. I take what I
Yeah.
get.
Looking at Kilar, and I point to them, and we've got stronger stomachs. Not sure. Kind of looking at Kisara. Not sure about you. I don't want him getting sick. He's in a bad enough mood already.
like on the, not sure about you, Key. I'm not sure either. I can always attempt, and just kind of half eyeing part of the sandwich.
Careful, you might lose a hand.
And then looking over to our spidery person going, any of the Bessie meat still in there?
Oh, we always have Bessie meet. Would you like to go meet Bessie?
Like at that point, it's just pretty sure guests aren't allowed in the kitchen normally?
Oh, nonsense. You're a guest. That's why I gave you that card. If you want to go snooping, you can go snooping.
Careful, you're giving us power.
There's this look of like concern, but genuine curiosity and intrigue, and it's just kind of, so long as you can guarantee my safety, I'm in.
Which I will say for the funsies. He's like, well, right this way. I'll take you to meet her personally. As for funsies, I'm just going to take you, Key, personally.
Yep.
Just drag you right here. As you step into the kitchen with Edmundium, and you see, besides Violet and the gentleman kind of discussing like the next order, you see a shit ton of fucking goblins. There's like 10 plus of them in here, each doing different tasks. There's a couple in a corner taking a power nap. But over on the spigot, you see this cow that's partially mooing. Seems to have tentacles coming out of one side of it.
And it's just, what happened? How?
Accident in Fandolin. Don't worry about it. When we
I
heard about
fucking hate
the
this.
when we found about the incident in Fandolin, we decided to find a way to collect the little bugger, and now we use it to get steak.
And just kind of so the issue with the steak meat exactly is.
Nothing. It's normal steak. Just that every time, and actually you see, like, as he says, every time someone goes to get a fresh slab of meat off it, you see a goblin with a dagger just go and start carving. You're like, meh. And then suddenly you see like the little patch that was made, it just kind of reassembles itself, and it's normal. And it's like, you get new steak.
Huh. What exactly? Like this moment of I have so many questions, but the same token, this is interesting. Can I get closer?
Of course, just don't touch. He might get a little squeamish.
And it's just understandable. So she's just eyeing this cow, like checking, nature-wise, arcana, like anything and everything.
Go and make me an Arcana check.
Because this is one of those moments of like, this is strange, this is unusual. This is intriguing as shit for her.
Yeah, so you get enough of this. You know that there's certain types of magic that do alter the user upon interaction. And you suspect this is one of those situations where whatever affected this cow, it was one of those where it was in the presence of something very powerful, and the effects of it kind of radiated outward. infecting the cow.
And it's just kind of, so no magic really necessary to keep her going, or
Nonsense. She handles herself. She's been handling herself for years.
just pretty much, looking at like the rest of the kitchen staff and everything else, and just these guys are very diligent. Like, referring to the goblins.
Yes, they do an excellent job. Isn't that right? And you see him flick a wand at the little nap pile, and they all freak out. It's like, sorry, and they all go back to work.
There's definitely a like giggling. And just, there's always a lazy ant somewhere.
Of course, but hey, they're good. They're good workers. I'm proud of them.
It's just, looking towards looking towards this door, just going, what's back there?
That is actually something that we need to probably get the rest of your friends for. And with that, you'll see kind of this moment where he will actually pull out one of his cards, and he sticks it to the wall right here. And the next thing you know, he kind of just touches where the card is, and it kind of unzips a little bit, and he kind of pulls it apart. And everybody on the side of the table, you see Adminium kind of poking his head out, be like, hey guys, we're gonna go talk about one of the back areas. You wanna come?
Sure. I'll take my plate and kind of bring it with me.
My mouth is full. I just turn and go, and I will grab my plate as well and come with my remainder of sandwich.
And like he'll kind of just like, oh, just step on the table. Don't worry about it. We're civilized here.
I ignore and I come through the door.
Actually,
Everybody do the
You know what?
dinosaur.
yeah, I'll go through the, I'll go through the wall. Just whoop!
Okay. And what I'll say also, oh dear lord. Hey Silas. Do you have the thing ready?
Oh,
Shite.
no! Oh,
Someone
no!
redeemed.
All right, and was not ready for this today.
I win!
Okay.
Which I'll say, by the way, Adminium, as you kind of just like, taking your safety of your stomach, and we don't want to have issues as you have turbulence coming on the table, please go through the side kitchen entrance. We will meet you there. And he like zips up the wall.
You need it. Here you go, bud.
Which, as you're making this transition, I will say, as you kind of
Alright.
start walking. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Lace
Lace up beautiful.
I-
Oh no.
I'm gonna go ahead and just move you guys to this separate room.
Pretty much as we're going, though, when I'm walking by Violet, he'll just hand over, like... He would hand over 10 gold and just, sorry for, earlier.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you.
And he's insisting and just... I know some jobs can be stressful, especially with, kind of looking back out, rowdier crowds. And as, golden her hand, closing her own, like, her fingers around it, and then just kind of, like, leans in somewhat close and just kind of like, and if you need any other form of stress relief later, I have no complaints. And then just walks away like nothing happened.
Like, literally, that's one of those moments where, like, face beat red, as you can actually now see her, like, little whip-like tail kind of whipping behind her. And the gentleman's just like, Violet, you're turning, not Violet. Shut up, I know. But what I will say while Silas is getting that situated, One of our players has a little soundboard that they use on occasion.
Great effect for different situations.
Exactly.
Indeed.
Yeah, as
I forgot you put that one on it.
Anyway,
as you step into this back room, you notice that it expands out, and although on top of it being a very nice, elaborate dining room, you see that it looks to be almost like a working experiment area. You see shelves full of books and research materials. One wall has various apothecary ingredients, and just various valuable sources for research and ways to experiment. This is like a proper practice hall.
Okay.
Which leads to Silas. You walking around. There's a moment where you, as you're kind of walking, you feel a little bit of a breeze. Where'd you go?
What the fuck is that? Whatever.
I like how you disappeared for me,
Mm.
and now I can't find you.
Side.
Ah,
I'm off to the right.
I see you off to the right. I will say for second things, if you wanted to go through the kitchen area like the others, you know, you can still have gone around through the kitchen. You would have seen the cow with tentacles. But also there's a little bit of a breeze happening
Just
as you
absolutely,
walk
like-
through. Oh, sorry, go.
I'm I'm stuck with this for the rest of the session. I hope you're happy, you Ursa Costa, you fucking goober. Alright. Enjoy. It's stuck like this for the rest of the session.
I will say
Yeah,
as you walk
he's
through,
head
yeah,
of the cow.
wow.
He's like, "Ugh."
As you do that, Violet turns. She goes, sorry, and that, you know, it's fine. You look great. Your friends went to the back, to the back.
What are you talking about?
Nothing? Maybe?
What?
I assume this is just something that you can do?
Whatever. Huh? Looks down. What in the devil?
Like I can picture him getting to like just at the door
What?
when that's happening, and he just looks over, sees the outfit change, and just 5 gold tender did something to his clothing.
what are you wearing?
Kilara hasn't noticed yet.
I don't know. I think it's a maid outfit.
What was that you were saying earlier?
Well, I don't know. I'm a little flabbergasted at the moment.
He's just standing on the side looking at it and just kind of, yeah, no, it's a maid outfit, but also looks good on him.
Kilara noticing. Kilara hearing everybody talking about maid outfit, finally noticed taking a drink, one of their last drinks, just, what's all this? What? And does a spit take. Sorry, what?
Again, 5 gold says tender did something to his
He's that
clothing.
question now.
Which as that, and Minium's like, yep, you definitely work for her. She likes her shit. Also, nice legs, as he points down.
He looks down, sees past the poopy skirt, like he's got it pushed out. He looks down, he's like, ah!
I didn't know you
I
shaved.
will say, as you kind of do that push out, like, no,
You don't.
You actually end up feeling what looks, it feels like a small little card.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls it out.
It looks like a little greeting card. As you open it up, and it's just like, you asked, I supplied. Kiss, kiss. Tea.
What? Huh?
Kilara is going to walk over to Silas,
I didn't
But I-
ask for this.
put a hand on Silas's shoulder, and say,
You look very pretty.
He's got this amused grin on her face as well, just going, "So, what's the card say?"
Hands it over the key. Yeah, at this point, his face is very like twitchy and very like exasperated. And just... What the fuck?
I think
will say
Yes,
as
there's a
well-
cost. I do feel bonita.
"E."
I will say as well, though, if you inspect the card a little further, you'll see on the other side something that mainly just says, "Don't get your frills in a bunch. It does have use."
He, looking at it, reading it, turns it around. Huh. This might be kind of like the mirrors. But also, you did make mention to her of dealing with something like this at one point, right?
Hmm?
Otherwise, I doubt she would do something like this.
I don't remember.
I think she's
No.
telling you not to take things so seriously. You look good though.
He just still holding the card.
Don't take me. He kind of, you watch as he just like grabs one of the chairs, turns it around, and has a seat.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like, I don't get it. What the fuck is going on?
He just still holding the card, just like,
It's kind of like a.
more than likely, you made a comment or an offhand joke, and she took it literal to mess with you.
I'm gonna kill her. I don't care if it kills me. I'm gonna kill her.
I would really like to see this. I think it would be very entertaining. But in all seriousness, you actually do look very pretty. Take it as a compliment.
Not to mention, I will admit, it does look like it has some very refined capabilities. I sense abjuration magic weave through that. Very nice.
Ooh.
And on that being said, he just be like, wait, really? Like, getting a better look at it, trying to, like, maybe identify it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I gave the right school because my brain always forgets the schools. But
It's fine.
Key, make me a Arcana check.
Oh no.
The dice say you blank.
Yeah, the dice say you don't know because it's definitely not like. You don't expect somebody to willy-nilly be able to be like, I'm gonna put magic in a dress. That sounds like a good idea to spend my Saturday.
Could I, Kilara has the ability to basically sniff out magic. So can I start ritually casting by doing my usual vibe check to sense magic stuff? And I'm sure it won't immediately trigger, but over time as we're talking.
Yeah, I'll say we'll let that happen. Which,
Okay.
as this happens as well, Adminium will probably say like, well, while we're back here, why don't you have some fun exploring and working on some materials? Whatever you make here, you can carry home with you. Consider it a final little token of thank you for visiting the Wizard's Watering Hole.
Ooh.
At that point, it's just, don't mind if I do.
And with that, we're going to go around the docket and give each of you a chance to see if you can craft or learn, research one thing. You can get a little creative with this. And Silas, seeing as you got the chaos stick, you first. What do you want to do?
Oh, so I'm kind of blanked out a little bit, to be honest.
I know.
What
it's fair.
exactly are we trying to do?
This is a free moment where this whole back area is technically like a research room. You see potion ingredients, you see books for research, you see just various useful ways to make or craft things. So this is an opportunity for you to learn something new, make something, kind of a free gambit. So, is there anything that you would like to do?
Okay. Let's see here. I would like to try So I'm a warlock, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am a warlock. I have my character sheet here. I'm a dumbass.
You do.
Could I potentially use this to learn a new spell, perhaps?
See how that works. What exactly are you wanting to learn? Let's start with that.
Let's take a look.
Do you want to look through the list while we...
Yeah, we can come back to you in a sec if you need to kind of percolate on
Yeah,
that.
give me. Yeah, come back to me because
got you.
I
We'll just
have
kinda
an
finish
idea, but also
I got you. We'll finish the loop around.
Yeah.
With that, Key, you seemed excited to be nerdy. What do you want to do?
God. She would be like all over the place back here. Wouldn't be anything like specific. It'd just be like, what's this? What's this? What can I do with this? Looking at like any and all of the books.
Okay. So, let me ask a bonus question here.
Mhm.
What particular would make you stop, if you know what I mean? Like, I know you're kind of just like, what's this? What's this? There's knowledge everywhere. But what is the thing that's gonna kind of get you back, oh, fuck, and you kind of stop and you maybe take an extra moment?
Anything dealing with probably her like main focus of like forbidden knowledge, like dealing with like necromancy, extinct plants, that sort of deal.
Ooh. I can work with that. Or actually, I can give you one of two routes for this. Roll me just a straight d20.
Okay.
Okay. So you go and eventually find a book about variations in planes. And at first you're just kind of like, oh, that's neat. And then you kind of skim and you get to this part where it talks about how different magical artifacts, resources, materials can vary in appearance and quality from plane to plane, universe to universe. Or that's the theory that's proposed here. For example, if perhaps a magical item in Faerun will look different in the elemental plane of fire. Elemental plane of fire, it would look different if it was in a whole nother place. Same with fauna, same with foods. And it means perhaps something that might be even mundane in one plane could be a very rare, powerful ingredient in another plane.
Just intently reading at that point.
And if anything, as you're kind of doing that, and Minion will probably see that and kind of make a note. But with that, Belza, anything particular you're wanting to snoop with?
I'm wondering if they have any tech from my home plane. Maybe having to do with some of the machines.
Ooh. Your turn. Roll me a d20.
And would you recommend using an inspiration?
You're fine.
Okay.
As you kind of go looking, you find a whole category on your plane, to be precise. There's like a whole little row that talks about the history, the different categories and branches, but eventually you find one on artifact, with a whole chapter focused on vehiculars.
Ooh, yoink.
And you can even eventually find something inside that shows like a schematic of something that you're probably looking for.
Hey. Didn't know you had this stuff.
We keep a very in-depth variety here.
This one must have cost you an arm and a leg to get out of there.
Not me, but someone else.
Yeesh, good luck to them.
Oh, no luck needed. They're already dead.
Ooh, tough luck. But good luck for us, I
Kilara.
suppose.
Yeah. Kilara, what are you wanting to hunt for?
Well, I just want a quick reminder, just so that because I mean, visually, I'm not getting the representation. I want to know what all am I seeing here to kind of pick from.
I know, this is not necessarily, this part of the map was kind of a little bit of a free range moment.
Yeah.
I'll go and say to narrow things down for you to help out a little bit.
Mhm.
If you want to gain knowledge, there's a library in the back where
Yeah.
you can actually pull and get information that maybe you're looking for. If you're wanting to actually maybe brew potions, or maybe even find a particular spell of sorts, you can actually find the ingredients and components to make those things here.
Okay.
And
'Cause
even if you don't think you can, there are assistants in this place that can help you.
Okay, yeah, because Kilara's not adept at any of this stuff. This isn't in
Yeah.
Kilara's wheelhouse at all.
Thus the clarification of if it's something like you think like you would want to try to make,
Mhm.
but you know you can't, there is somebody here that can.
Okay. I will go to whoever that somebody may be and ask,
Oi, what can you make? I mean, I'm just curious.
And we'll say for that, you see a very sleepy Tabaxi.
Mhm.
It's not Carl for once.
Mhm.
Actually, he looks kind of like a like a young teenager.
Yeah.
He kind of just looks up and it's just like, "You get hurt a lot?
I mean, yeah, I'm an adventurer. I do
You want
a lot of
do you want
fighting.
to hurt? Do you want to hurt less?
Maybe.
Okay." And he kind of just scuttles away.
Oh.
And I will say after a little while, he will come back. As he comes back with a nice little vial. It actually looks very dense. At first, you're like, "Is there liquid in there?" Because it hasn't moved. And then he just kind of hands it off to you, and you can feel like it's got some heft to it. But even though it's a
Okay.
small little vial,
Mhm.
he's just like, "Resistance."
Okay. I mean, does it just resist everything?
Uh-huh.
That's. Do you know how long it lasts? Don't hurt yourself, but
Yes.
okay. How long?
A while.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I pat the poor thing on its head, on their head, his head, her head, I don't know. The head,
He, they, their head.
either their head. On their head, I give little pats and say,
Thanks, little buddy. Appreciate it.
I'm
What's your name?
go take a nap.
What's your name, by the way?
I forgot.
Nice to meet you. I forgot my name. My name's Kilara.
God,
Okay.
that joke.
He's just like, okay. And he kind of goes and just crawls on like a nearby couch and passes out.
"Oh, thank you."
And for the sake of things, Lexa is probably going to go and just do general research. Just have a good time and just look around at various things. Nothing really particular, so. With that, last but not least, going back to you, Silas, what are you wanting to hunt for? What spell?
Wish.
Dream on, bitch.
Just be gone. Silas?
Silas.
It's okay, he's loading.
Sorry, didn't realize my mic was on.
Hey!
Oof.
Classic. I would like to find a way to be able to cast Shadow Blade. My warlock spells.
Okay. Here's what I need from you, in particular. Roll me another roll me a
From
d20.
me,
From
this
you!
very pretty warlock.
This very pretty warlock. Roll me a d20.
Ooh,
Holy shit.
very pretty warlock in a Mage West got an 18. Let's go.
Woo.
Oh, whoa,
Woo.
whoa. So you kind of start sifting through books, trying to figure out ways to expand your power and knowledge to get access to spell. And like you find content on the spell. There's plenty of it. But like how to fully grasp it, it's not quite clicking. Something's missing. As Silas, I need you to make me one more roll, d20 roll. Ooh,
Also,
have some
Yes.
fun.
Ah!
As you kind of, there's probably a little bit of frustration as you kind of see like the steps and the components, and you're like, do this, do that, and then fuck, it's not working. And finally, as you're kind of getting that moment of maybe a little bit of desperation, everything seems to stop for a moment. Everybody around you just seems to stop moving. What do you do?
Well, this is interesting.
It is
Um,
indeed, isn't it?
hello?
Hello there. I've missed hearing your voice.
No. It's you.
Are you having fun getting away from it all?
Getting away from what? Exactly.
Oh. Seems like when you decided to change the rules, you changed some other things as well. That's cute. Don't worry, you'll be back home soon. In the meantime, does my little toy want another toy to play with?
What? What do you mean, be back home soon? What?
Hush. Don't think about it too much. I'm enjoying your refinement. Now, do you want your toy or not?
Hmm.
Didn't expect this shit, did you?
No, I didn't expect this shit. Hmm. I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, seems like we still have some work to do. It's okay. I'm sure your friends will help you fill in some gaps. Maybe by the next time we meet you, we'll know what you want. Whether that be to live amongst the slums or to ascend to
No, it
higher things.
just want the spell.
As suddenly you feel something touch
The
you on the shoulder and kind of lean into your ear. And it's just like, you get what you want because I want it. Until then. And as time seems to start moving normally again, as you kind of clench your fists, you see a blade form in your hand. And everything's back to normal.
Ah!
Everything
Yeah, no,
okay over
he-
there?
head down now.
He
You
looking
have
up from the
Shadow
book.
Blade.
Just, huh? Ooh, that's nice.
Hey,
Yeah. Yep.
that's pretty neat.
That's
You just learned that?
okay. Um. I guess
Cool.
I don't. That. mm,
Hearing the something up, something happened, just like head tilt back and forth, just looking at him.
You do look a little pale. You good?
I'm fine.
Do I
I'm
believe
fine.
that?
I'm gonna roll deception.
Have fun. Ochre face
I'm
Silas.
fine.
Would she insight this or not? She actually starting to care, so yeah, no, she would also insight.
Just don't
Haha,
overdo it.
no.
That spell take it out of you or something? You might want to sit down.
Yeah. Yeah. As he is sitting down, I'm fine.
Okay, if
Turns the spell off.
you need a drink or something, you let me know.
I will say with
Actually,
that-
hey you, spider fuck.
You know, I will tolerate that name for a moment, seeing as you look like you are ill. What can I do for you?
Booze. What do you recommend?
Depends. Are you wanting a good time or are you wanting to forget?
Column A, column B. Let's go with column. I think A was the good time, was it? Fuck, I don't remember. You know what? Fuck it. Column. Just give me what you suggest. Fuck it.
I think the answer is yes.
Fair enough. As he actually comes back and he'll kind of pour. He ends up giving you this. Looks to be like a little bit of an amped up wizard's wine, where it kind of has a little bit of a sparkly mix to it. Looks a little heavy. But you can also smell that there's some extra potency in there that was kind of been put in just for you.
He takes a swig.
Roll me a con save.
All right. I need to grab my character sheet.
Meanwhile, I'm kind of just nudging
Con
Kisar.
save. Oh boy,
Yeah.
I love my character.
Could be worse.
Yeah, you loosen up pretty good though. Like you're like at first you were like really freaking out about all that shit that just happened, but it's always like, it's fine. I got a new spell out of it.
Well, no, this is good. This is fine. He actually looks relaxed.
It's a Christmas miracle.
But you can
but
have your
Christmas
suspicion.
is over.
I mean, seeing him relax, he's just gonna kind of look at the book she was reading. At this point, she's probably read the entire thing, just puts it back. Kind of looking at some of the other books. What else is there?
I will
I-
say before you, as you kind of are getting close to a little bit of a closing time, Adminium will probably, as you key, you're trying to start to put that, it's like, nah, keep it.
And just, you sure?
Of course. of course, I would like for you to, if you want to study it further, once you're fully satisfied, I would just simply ask you return it to the Wizard's Watering Hole for future guests.
Blink, blink.
But past that, you can keep it as long as you'd like.
Not sure if I'll ever be able to find my way back here, given our employer.
She'll probably
That
throw us here
reminds
anytime.
me. How clumsy of me. I almost forgot. You all get to actually help test something out sometime if you'd like. As he pulls out a business card.
Oh?
And on the back of it looks to be like a hand-drawn key.
Oh.
I've been trying to do research of my own on how to recreate whatever she made. Because I did this like a beta test. Whenever you want to try to come back here, simply try to jimmy the lock with this business card. If it works right, you should pop right back to our main entrance of our fine establishment.
And if it doesn't work, we'll be
Sounds
within
like I
10
can take it.
doors?
If it doesn't, well, we'll figure it out. Trust me, if I need that book back quickly enough, I know how to find you.
Thanks. Mind if I take this one? Kind of holding up the manual that I found.
Of course, this goes back to that original favor. I've owed her one, this is me repaying the debt. Totally fine.
Thanks.
If you say so, and just kind of pocket it.
Kind of bringing the book over to Silas. I know you were curious. You want to see something from my home?
Hmm?
You'd also have
Sure.
Key's interest on that one, too.
Kind of gathering the group around it. Check it. Blueprints.
Is that something you can, like, ride or something?
Funny.
Uh-huh.
Drawing.
My mom and dad rode one of these back home.
Looking over it. I think we could find the materials.
Where are you from?
Not important.
I will say, as you say that, Lex, or like you talk about mom and dad, Lexa kind of perks up and looks and like sees like the tail end, like, you are not, are you? Please tell me you're not.
Come on, check it out! You know one of these.
I know.
You know Dad's been teaching me to ride.
Your dad's been. That's complicated.
Your dad is my dad.
I know. Sometimes moms just. You know what? Never mind. It's fine.
I don't understand what the fuck is going on, but I'm going home. He then
just
goes
looked
to
into
the
this
door here, takes
chuckling.
out the key, and slots it in.
As you open up to the altar's den, you'll see the tender actually kind of sitting at a chair with a glass of wine. As Adminium even sees, it's like, "Oh my goodness, you haven't aged a day." He's like, "And you've aged about 6 legs." Well, you know, time flies.
I didn't realize
Anyway.
legs were a
Funny.
measurement of time.
Goes in.
And with that, Adminium was
Just
like,
leaves.
"Well, with that, I think it's time for y'all to head out. I hope you all have had a wonderful experience. Leave a good review on the witch, and we will see you in the near future. Have a lovely night."
Thanks for the mail.
I just wave and walk through.
Key-
And actually, Kilara, for fun, as you walk through, the tabaxi that was asleep on the couch kind of pokes his head up, like, "My name's Steve." Passes back out.
Aww.
Oh.
Steve the Tabaxi.
But yeah, you guys
Adorable.
eventually, you guys make it back to the den.
God.
I wasn't expecting the combo of my dreams coming true. Not only did he actually get wasted for once, but he also looks really good in that dress.
Surprisingly.
Shut the fuck up. I hate you.
It's fine. No, you don't.
He's chuckling, just going,
No, I do.
does look good.
I could. I can say this with confidence. I don't like you.
Aw, that hurts my feelings. And she kind of gives a little fake pout.
Good.
Someday we'll figure out whether or not you're an angel or a devil. Either way, have fun. You enjoy yourself, okay?
I don't get what you're saying.
I think you need to go to bed.
I don't. I don't need to go to bed. You go to bed.
Oh God, I'm never gonna get tired of this.
At this point, I think he's just gonna like hand around Silas' shoulder, just like, "Come on, get you to your room."
Yeah.
He's gonna
Actually,
have a good
Silas, I
sleep.
have a fun
Nah.
bonus. I have a fun bonus question for you, Silas. Because I'll be honest,
Go
my
for
brain
it.
is skipping a beat and I don't remember. I know you're resistant to psychic. Do you have anything that prevents you from going to sleep?
I know a lot of the
Nope.
elven stuff. Oh, really?
Yeah. In that case, as you're kind of like time to go to bed, it's
Not
like,
an
hold
elf.
up. She's like, hold up, I'll help you with this. And she kind of walks over, and you see her pull out one key. As she immediately kind of just taps it on like
No.
puts the key on like
Go
the bridge of
away.
the forehead, and just gives it a turn. It's like, and drop. And as she turns it, Silas, your brain just shuts off and you pass out.
Oh.
Damn.
Let's see here. Oh. Huh. Hold on here.
Hmm?
You're immune to magical spells and effects that require you to dream, like the dream spell, but not to spells and effects that put you to sleep. Okay, that's fine.
So you
Yeah.
can't dream forcefully.
Yeah, it still works.
If he looks like he's about to drop like a lead weight, I'll go over and his key. I don't think you can hold up his weight, can you?
Hands down.
Should be struggling.
Here, I got him. Kind of
She
spring
kind
him
of,
into a bridle.
she kind of like blows on the tip of the key like a little smoking pistol. Just still got it.
I got him. I got him.
And just, okay, as long as someone has them.
Easy, big guy. Let's get you to bed.
On a bright note, I do have your next mission now. Not right now, of course. Get some sleep. We'll talk about it in the morning.
Before we do wrap up and before like our characters go to bed, Kilara is in a sharing, open up kind of mood because had a few drinks and is
Yeah.
feeling pretty good. And the people who are still awake, Kilara will say, "Hey, can we talk?
About what?
Just some things that are on my mind recently.
What's up? Kind of getting back. I left a glass of water in, like, a little, like, jerky snack for Silas when he wakes up, because he's gonna be hungover to shit. So I'm making sure that he's,
absolutely.
like, Silas, when you wake up, you're probably gonna be, like, tucked
Hands down.
in, like, there's, like, a big glass of water, like, she actually cared for you.
Aw,
Aww.
so cute."
You have no idea who did it, but they did it.
See,
You
we
have
do
your
care about you.
suspicions.
Yeah. Kilara will, when people are kind of sat down, Kilara normally has this like perch thing that's kind of their whole deal. Right now they're not coordinated enough probably to do their proper perch anyway, so they're just kind of sitting on the stool, kind of slumped a little bit forward on the bar, and they just say,
So I've had some time to think over the last week or so, and I want to clear a few things up because the whole point of us going there was to bond and to get over some shit, right?
Yeah, sorta.
General
Yeah.
gist, yeah.
Well, the other day when we were, in the casino and things got tight and well, when you went through the portal key, I didn't know if you'd be coming back or not, and I wasn't really sure how that was going to go. I felt like we were kind of left behind, and I don't really know how to say this, or I haven't over the past week or so, but I think maybe just to say it outright would be the best way, eh?
Yeah.
I don't do well with abandonment. And I've had people turn their backs on me and leave me behind in the past, and I can't deal with that again.
Probably nodding. Understandable.
If I've been like distant from you at all, that's kind of the reason why. I wasn't sure if you'd be the type that would stick with, or if you'd turn tail. You know.
With that one, you see your eyes kind of mix of emotions and just
Mm-hmm.
personally, depending on situation, if you were a complete stranger, probably would have left you, but and at that point, she stands off from her chair,
Mm-hmm.
goes over, gives you like a big hug, and just, but we know each other. We've been through some things. Just like with Silas, I care. I wouldn't leave you behind. And as she's saying that, she like presses it more into to like ram home that point.
Aw. Kilara will give you a big hug in return and look over to Belza and say, "Why don't you get over here?" Kind of
Yeah.
reach over.
Big strong hug and probably lifting both of you off your feet.
You're the strong one. You give the best hugs.
I try. Kind of putting you down. I should probably come clean to you guys too. I'll have to talk to Silas about this mono a mono.
Yeah.
One-on-one with him, may want to do it as a group, just in the off chance he does something stupid.
Fair, though. I feel like I should complain about why I was so mad about. Kind of looking at Lexa. About the old boss biting it.
Kind of gives him a shrug and is like, "You do you."
It's about what he did to you, sis.
Oh.
Shitty.
Uh.
No one touches my family. And he decided he
Yeah.
was gonna try something slimy. We were contracted as bouncers, but he wanted her to do more.
One of me is fucking entertainment.
At that point, he just kind of, kind of wish I killed him then.
It was kinda personal, so I might have lost my temper. When Silas just kinda let him go.
No, understandable. If I was in a similar situation, I'd be wanting him dead personally by my hands myself.
Yeah, so if I seemed a little grumpy recently, it's part of it.
Justified. But simultaneously. That's a big word. Simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
We have to. I think the whole point of this is we need to learn to work together better. So
Yeah.
communication and trying to, be open with each other and be honest. It's something that we're learning, and I'm certainly learning.
He's
Well,
just
there's
nodding.
some things I can't share. I'll share what I can.
Of course.
At that point, just as Silas himself says, we have a lot of secrets of our own. It's a matter of like trust people and reveal that or not.
You too?
He just kind of like lands up straight and just looks around and just yeah.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I'll keep mine, you keep yours, and when we feel comfy, if and when the time comes, at least you guys understand.
I will say, as you kind of get to that point, the Tinder kind of sits. She's kind of sitting on the bar at this point, kind of with a really nice smile, and is like, "And that's why I have your next mission, because that's good enough for me."
And just so 4 out of 5 being all chummy is good enough.
I think Silas is kind of learning some things as well. I will say, make sure you talk it out. And you
Yeah.
have time to. But the fact that a vast majority of you all are clearly in the state of share what's vital. As you get more comfy, share more. You know, I can't really ask for much more than that.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that even on top of that, let's be real. I don't tell you all but so much anyway.
It's kind of part of the job.
Exactly.
But, I just hope Silas will take the whole thing well.
I think he will. And if anything, if he seems to be in a slightly pissier mood, I might have something up my sleeve as well.
That would be good.
Besides the outfit?
Oh, no, that was more for my personal entertainment. It does have a nice little trick, though, but I think there's something else that he would appreciate as well.
Good material, at least. Soft.
Kilara is just staring at the bar while you guys are saying this, and Kilara goes,
He actually did look really good in that dress, oddly.
What, do you want one too?
Now, if you put one of those on me, I swear to God, I'm going to destroy everything.
Challenge accepted. Find something you might actually tolerate. Got it.
Oh boy, we're in for it. But hopefully Silas will be in a
Anyway.
better mood once he finds what I left in his room.
Oh?
I left him some water and a snack. He's gonna be hung over.
That's not what I was hoping for, but alright.
With how he drank that last one, yes.
Which
I would've-
leads us to, as a good stopping point for the
Yeah.
evening. Silas, you still with us?
Silas.
Silas.
Yes.
I was about to say Mike might be
I'm
being a
still
bitch.
here.
For the sake of, I know you're fine. For the sake of things, we'll say that it's been a few hours. You kind of come to. You have a little bit of a headache. But you are greeted with the surprise of what looks to be like cinnamon bread, a big old glass of water, and that lockbox that you had. It's opened.
Drinks the water, takes a bite of the cinnamon bread, realizes how good it is, keeps eating, and then goes to the locks box, looks it over. What the fuck is it in here?
Inside, you see what looks to be like old research notes. Apparently, somebody was studying a type of magical artifact. With the biggest thing to catch your eye, it looks to be like old parchments. They look actually like they were formed to be like tarot cards that had been ripped.
What the fuck? He's going to start getting into it now. He's gonna look at the notes and then start to piece together cards together as best he can.
We will get to the notes next session, but as you kind of are skimming through the notes, and you're kind of trying to find matching card pieces. Eventually, you find out there are honestly a lot of mismatches, but eventually you find one that matches. And it looks like the design on it is an ornate key, with the top of it being in the shape of 9 foxtails in a fanning motion.
The fuck?
And beside the lockbox is a little handwritten card. You know who it's from.
He reads it.
And as you pick up the card, it's a little bit of a tint. You see a golden key that's an exact duplicate of that one that was the torn card. But as you kind of look at it and inspect, the card has a brief little note of it, mainly just says, "Information is meant to be shared. Tinder."
He then goes and tries the new key.
As the key turns and you open it and you see the luscious back room that was introduced in the beginning of the session. And sitting at an office table, leaning against it calmly at this point, is the Tinder. Hand on a cheek. And that's where we're going to pause.
That was a good fucking session. Thank you for everyone who
Yeah.
joined in.
Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up.
Jesus
No,
Christ, the
seriously,
subs!
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a great welcome back, which leads to how we're going to close shop. For those that are new to Altars and Adventures, I tend to like to close shop by giving thank yous if I got time, and in this case, I feel like I do. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of a rapid fire thank you session. First off, for our chatters, as I scroll all the way back to the top of the chat, thank you to Ursa Costa. Thank you to Pen and Paper Pod. Thank you to MJ for the sub. Thank you to Chad Thunder Zero. Chad Thunder Zero. Scrolling. Thank you to Kim Fox. Those are all the people that I am seeing that have been chatting it up while we've been playing. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for that. As well as that, as I check my activity feed, thank you to the following people as well. Thank you to MJ for subscribing, Ursa Costa for following and subscribing, Pen and Paper Pod for following and subscribing, and for getting us our first hype train, Kim for subscribing, and last but certainly not least, for the fun of it all, thank you to Ursa Costa for getting Silas finally in a fucking maid dress.
Yeah.
To give some
Don't he
extra
look pretty?
disclaimers here.
It's been a wild
We
day.
will-
First.
To give some extra information, the next D&D session for us will be in 2 weeks. We'll be still stream normally on Mondays and Thursdays, give or take. But our next D&D stream is set to be February the 5th. So if you're wanting to keep a tab on the Altar's Den storyline, make sure you set the date for February 5th.
And for those just joining in,
that,
I do have the previous episodes on my YouTube channel, Miss Melina. Mwah.
which is where I will also say, give us a couple of days and you will find this up there as well. Besides that, just to give a little bit of a casual conclusion, to my players, what did you think? Any little
Yes.
questions or thoughts?
Well worth it.
Glad.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I am excited. Like, I like getting a little bit more backstory and stuff on all the characters, seeing little flashes like the books and things that were like saying like, oh, this is a vehicle from Belza's homeworld, Belza and Lex's homeworld, and stuff like that. And kind of diving in on some lore in the world and like connections between the Tender and the Admindium and various other figures. That's been a lot of fun. So just getting more depth of world and more interesting stuff from the characters makes them a lot more lovable and interesting, and I don't know, it's just crunchy and fun.
No, I agree, and we'll be trying to dive more into that as we go to give some fun context for our players as well. The next session will be kind of this was definitely more of a RP session.
Yes.
The next session will be kind of a happy medium of RP and, going into the main mission. So be prepared for that. And then we'll be diving into the next big mission after that.
Sweet.
But besides that, like I said, we will hopefully be streaming again on Thursday. If not, Mondays are pretty much our guaranteed solid time where we always stream. We normally hang out, do Lethal Company and other silly things. So if you're interested in joining in on that, feel free to drop a follow, give a subscribe, scare the shit out of me with another subscribe alert while I don't do. And not literally, please don't.
Do it.
No. But seriously, thank you guys for watching. And sponsors and such for the stream. Not sponsors, but the maps and such. You can find the links for all that in the Twitch panels down below. Again, thank you guys. Be good, do good, lots of love, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.